to start the way you guys did, and the importance of talking about that hot start. You had it. What has been the biggest difference in the last couple of weeks from that hot start to now?
One would certainly be not scoring. I mean, if you really look at it, like we scored 3 goals in 3 games out west. What that does is unless you're able to keep the puck out of your net like we did in Edmonton, boy, any time you don't score, it gives the opportunity for momentum to totally change in games. You know, like in the Calgary game, the second half, the second period, we were totally carrying the play. We were the better team. We had many more chances going in the third period. They come out in the third, score right away, score again. All of a sudden, it changes the momentum in the game. So we've got to find a way to continue to be good defensively. That has to be extremely important. But we have to find a way to score a few more goals.
Could you assess Taro Hirose at this point? I mean, when you look at the start he had last year coming in, is it somewhat maybe teams know what to expect from him now, or is it just something, in his game right now?
I wouldn't say. First of all, that was obviously a real small sample size, so I don't think any of us said, "Oh, that's what it's going to be for 82 games." And this is a small sample size, so I think we're still figuring out what Taro Hirose is in the NHL, and he still has the opportunity to prove it. And so we'll see how he plays over the next bit. I think Taro's done a lot of the same stuff. He's created some plays. They haven't gone in the net. We haven't had any secondary scoring, so anything outside that top line hasn't scored much. And then we haven't scored on the power play. That doesn't mean he hasn't had some moments in the power play where he's done a good job, but we haven't scored. So then that really limits his ability to get points. I think Taro is a really smart player. I think he is what he was last year. He's a really smart player who's undersized, who's not a real fast guy. So he's got to create offense with his brain. At times he has done that. Has it been enough? No, because we haven't had enough points.
Does he shoot enough?
Yeah, I don't see him passing up a whole bunch of shots, and I don't think he has on the power play. Like, I think he's taking shots when he's had opportunities to, and does he shoot enough? Has he had the opportunity to shoot a whole bunch? I don't remember him passing up a whole bunch of shots or anything like that. He's actually worked hard at his shot. I think he's more confident in his shot, so it's not one of those things where, I've got 10 examples on tape where he had an opportunity to shoot it and didn't shoot it, So, no, for me, that hasn't been the issue. It's probably been more, he hasn't been in a whole bunch of those opportunities to create offense, and when he has, it hasn't gone in the net.
When you guys do control the play, like you talked about, it almost seems like because the goals don't go in, everything kind of breaks down the other way, and then the goals pile up the other way. Is it the chicken or the egg? Why do you think that consistently is happening?
I'd have to go back, and see exactly what you're talking about in terms. I assume you mean by being over aggressive, and then sometimes you're giving them up the other way, or
perhaps, yeah.
I don't know. Like the one game, we gave up 3 power play goals, so that's just a different animal a little bit. The last time we played Vancouver, there wasn't very many chances either way at all.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly wasn't a chance game that would have predicted 5 goals. I think the chances against in that game for us were 9. So it wasn't a matter of playing porous defensively, and I'm not saying the goalie wasn't good either in that game. Just they went in the net,
Yeah.
And so sometimes that happens. Again, for me, I don't think you can take too much from any small sample size. Our first 4 games, I think people wanted to say we're great, but that was a small sample size. The last 5 games or so, that's a small sample size. Let's keep playing. We got a chance to play tonight. I'm not really, what's happened has happened. We have to learn from it, and we've certainly worked at that. We have to get better. We've certainly worked at that. And now we got to go win a hockey game tonight. That's all I'm concerned about. I'm not concerned about what's happened in the past. Just going to try to win a hockey game tonight.
How much maybe not starting with the puck on your power play is happening?
Yeah, it's been a big if I look at the power play, so certainly we haven't done anywhere near good enough job in the face-off circle on the power play. And that has really hurt us lately. And that's not on the center. That's on all 5 guys. Like, I said it yesterday. We have 5, they have 4. You got to find even, one thing I think really good power plays do is when you lose faceoffs, you still keep possession, And so we've got to do a way better job at that, way better. If, you know, against this team tonight, obviously their kill's been great, their PK forecheck's really good, they make it hard to enter the zone, so if you don't win faceoffs, you're in trouble. So that's been one factor in the power play that's really hurt us. I think the number of power plays drawn has hurt us. Like, we haven't drawn very many, so it's hard to get any kind of rhythm. It's hard to, you know, I watched a power play last night. I watched Dallas 5-on-3 that wasn't very good at all for almost the whole thing, and then they scored at the end on a nothing play that kind of went to the net. But that's what happens when you draw penalties, is the odds are that you're going to score. So we've got to draw more penalties, but we certainly have to win more faceoffs in the power play.